Alright, welcome back to the challenge. This is Newbie Farm version 4, the hard version. And I'm trying to do this only using DLC's vanilla equipment and the Massey pack. Now I've got the Massey pack in because there's one or two things I need there, but I'm not using any other mods. I have got the Modern Classics pack, and that will be a large part of this one on. We've got to collect the eggs. I didn't put the egg collector in here because I think that we'll probably count as cheating, so we just collect the eggs first. We're April of year 1. Now the idea is I'm just going to try and last 2 years, survive 2 years. Now this map, Roy has deliberately made it very hard. The price you get for goods is very low, about 50% of normal. I'm playing this on hard mode. It probably would be easier if I played it on a lesser mode, but where's the fun in that? Now I'm not certain how far I got when I was with you last time, but what we have done is we had a whole lot of stuff leased, and amongst them was the Silo King power food thing. So what I've done is I've got all the power food made up, all the bales made up in the power food. And this has got to last us for 2 years. If it doesn't, then let's see some more here. And there's some more up the top. Now, as for this has got to last for 2 years. If we run out of this, we will just have a quick look at the top, and we will get started on what we've got to do today. Now, we need to get some grass into the cattle. We need to clean the cattle out first. We only got 20 cattle we start with. So that makes it hard, and with the less price or less cost and everything, so we've got some hay bales here, straw bales here, and some hay bales, and some more mix, total ration mix. Now this is my reserve bit. I will pick that up once I've finished it all down below. Right, we'll just get into the tractor. At the moment, this is the only tractor we've got. Now I'll show you what we've got to do today. Right, we'll just go on to... We see the animals, we need to get some grass in for them. Clean them out, of course. Some power food has got to go in. And we also, when we get there... These are 2 fields we've got. Now they're both ready to cut. Now, for feeding the cattle, I'm going to take the sheep pen grass. Rather than this. This is going for silage. Now if you look here too, they want fertilising again. No, we're not going to fertilise. I'm going to use the weeder system. It's a bit cheap, but if you every time you cut grass, 13 mile grass, you get 1 level of fertilisation. You can weed it straight away, which gives you a second one. And as soon as it's ready to cut, you can weed it for a third time. It gives you 3 layers of grass, because this is the first cut, so I only get 2 out. But you can see the prices you get here are very low. In fact, they're not far short. Look at barley there. It's not far short of real life prices. Now, when you look at silage, it's only £43 a tonne. What do you get normally? 200, 300 pound a tonne. Muck, £17 a tonne. Slurry, £16 a tonne. Now that will all go into the feed mix. Well, not so about the slurry, because we have no way, as far as I can see, of how to get it in there, because we've got no tankers. Right, what we're going to do is just turn this up in here. It's better. Right, we're going to just clean out this first, then get some power food in, then we're going to pick up the weeder, and we'll get down and do that. Now I'm using the tractor. This is the only tractor we've got, and this comes from the Modern Classics pack. Excellent little pack. If you ain't got it for the price, it really is worthwhile. Let's see if we can just pick some of this up. Now I could have put the table manners mod in. I haven't, for one very good reason. This is free grass. Because during the winter it turns to I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm going to come out of cab. I'm not going to bother too much with playing this realistically. It's not the idea of this particular map. This is more a puzzle. Right, that's it. We will have to at some point buy a water tank. Now we've got £100,000 of debt, but as we're using seasons we should be able to get another £200 or £300, £100,000 of credit. And if we can, we will be using that. But since we don't want to have too much debt, because it costs us a lot in interest. To make matters worse, to sell the eggs we have to travel a little bit of distance. I think there is one in the town, but I haven't really found that very often. Now grass, I could use grass. I'll just check we have got it in there. Let's have a look. It's hard to tell. Whoops, gone past it. Oh yeah, well look, we've got a little bit of grass in there. They will now be clean, so we're now going to go and pick up some parvo. A couple of load of parvo, a couple of 3 bucketfuls of parvo. I have been playing this on the pre-version 4 one. The map that came out just before this is never released because that was actually the whip, the work in progress map, which Roy kindly let me have a copy of. And I have actually got a game of this on there. And I can tell you this is very, very, very difficult. If you want a challenge, this is it. Play it on hard, must be played on hard. You could make money on this if you played it on it easy or even normal, I think, but on hard it is literally that very, very hard. I'm gonna put most of the stuff will go in this one here. This is easier to get to than the other trough. I'm just going to try and get this into the green today. I'm not going to bother to try and get that any further. Let's hope we put it in there. Hard to tell exactly where the trigger is, but this other. Oh yeah, well that's green. I'm going to leave it there and I'll do the rest of this later. Right, I'm going to drop the forks off at the moment, and I probably ought to do one more load, and we've got time now. If we do one more load, I might have to bother with that for a little while. And most of this is going to be done on screen. The really boring jobs, I have courseplay on here, but it's only going to be used for one thing and one thing only. And in fact, I will set that up now. I think was worth thinking about it. I think we're actually going over this. Let's just come over here and just try and set this up again. Hopefully we've got it. That's it, that's got it. Good job we're not using more realistic on here as well, because that really would beggar us. You get so much less in your bucket. So you've got 2% grass, that's it. We will have to buy a mower. So I'm going to get everything else done first. We're playing at normal speed. I'm going to fast forward through the days and bits of days I don't want to do. Let's see what it looks like now. Right, I'm going to leave it there. That is almost there. I think I'm going to drop this off. Drop that off there. Back up a bit. Because we don't want to get in with anything else at the moment. Yep, that's okay. Now we need to put the weight on the other end. And we put the weeder on this, and we're going to do a bit of weeding. Oh yes, I said about courseplay. The only thing I'm going to use that for is loading this up, and I should just have done Oh, too late now. In fact, actually, I'm just going to put the forks back on again for one moment, because I meant to set up the course for this, so I'm going to just put up, rebuild this tractor again and put everything back on here. Now this is the last time you'll see this series, I think, on a Saturday, on a weekend. The last old rig should have went live yesterday by the time you see this. And that is the very last old rig, and this will be taking its place. The Newbie challenge will be coming in place of old rig. Quite a difference. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up the course play. I'm going to try to capture this because I want to see what I'm doing. Yes, so course play will be used. 10 minutes now. Have we got that on? The wrong bit there. Is that? I always get confused on this thing. Let's see what it does now. This is a bit better. Right, we're going to set this at roughly in the middle of the bunker, because I'm going to, course player is going to be emptying the bunker. I'm not going to do that, and as soon as I can afford it, I will be buying, if I can ever afford it, I will buy the telehandler from the Modern Classics pack with a bigger bucket on it, because this is going to take, this does take a long time. I have been doing this and it does take a long time. Right, I think about there, so we start course recording about there. Whoops, go forward, young man, and about here we need to put, to show the front of the heap. We won't fill this right up now. I need to get this somewhere near right for the back. Don't quite want to touch it. That should do. So we just press that now, reverse out. And we try and reverse mostly along the same lines we came in. Now when we get here, we turn away to here. That should be about right. Put it on the forward again. Now I want to just lift this ride up out of the way. Oops. Now we need another pause point in here when we're about the right position to tip that in. I think we do about there, I hope. It can be slightly outside. Right, we've got that there. Now we should be able to reverse out. Alright, reverse out. Now to reverse out, we're going to go all the way up the hill here a bit. Might seem a long way to go out, but there is effort in my madness. It's mainly so I can get in behind the start point. About here, and we'll stop the course here. Now hopefully it will work. If it doesn't, I'll just have to rerun it, but that is tonnage bunker to BGA. That should do. I don't think I've got one in it, because the one I set it up for was the other one. No. There we are, solid bunker to BGA. Now we will just need to set up, I'm going to do that now, that on there, that's the one we want. Shovel positions, right. Now the first one we want is loading position. We're just going to take that into the bunker, because this is just to get the height of the bucket. So we want it on the level ground, slightly down. I think that'll do there. In which case we'll say yes, okay, transport position. Push it up a bit. Okay. Preload, well that'll be up there. Yes. And then load will be like that. If it isn't right, we can always put it right later. No, I'm just going to save this lot. Oh, no, it's already saved. That should hold that bit, so we won't bother with that anymore. Right, now we'll take this lot off. Well, we've got this in here. Just clear the course. That's a quick course for you. I like doing these courses around the yard. I don't know why. Now we're gonna take everything off here, and we will go and start the next bit. This will be about 3 episodes, I would say, to do this. You may just notice, for those who know me, I haven't got my preferred SOB weights in here. I'm using standard weights. Yes, how about that? I did think about putting gearbox mod on it, but I think it might be a little bit too much. Now I have got the new minimap display, or new, that's not that new, no. The newer minimap display mod on here. I'm not using much in the way of extras, but I like that minimap display. It's going to be very handy for this next job. Right, hook this up. And one thing is, we are using seasons, so we're going to have to keep an eye on the R's we've done on this. Because I think R's were going to come before years for maintenance, or the year for maintenance. So you know it every year, or 30 R's, and I think 30 R's can't come first. Right, we've got the weeder on. Now we will be getting digit state later. If we get enough of that, if we can afford it, we will buy the cheapest spreader we can find and sell the weeder. Because we won't need it. I'm going to do the big one first. If you think I just got lost again, next time I think we'll be buying, we'll be getting ourselves deeper into debt and buying. Every time we get 5,000 in the red, we will pay that amount of debt off. Water is easy enough. You back in just ahead, just in front of us there, just the other side of that tree near the gate. You're back in there. You can get in and out of there quite nicely. Although I've also used them more realistic, make certain your tanker is more realistic as well as everything else, because it will not work very well unless they are more realistic. Now this is where I'm going to use the mini map. Plant graph, that's the one I want. It doesn't update instantly. I will warn you that there will be gaps for updates, but I'm going to use that so I can see where I've been. There is one area on this field which is actually off the cultivated area, which it says that doesn't belong to you, which is right, it doesn't. Alright, let's see what we've got in the way then. Let's see how well that goes if we do this. I'm going to come out of Cav again, because I think I'm going to be doing a lot of work out of Cav, not my preferred way of doing things. Now this is to get 2 fertiliser levels on, so we get a bit more out of the grass. It's a little bit cheaty really. It's a bit like, I remember in the past we used to give a fertiliser to the grind just before we harvested. Well, this is a similar thing. And as you can see there on that mini map, it's now showing the second stage of fertilisation. It updates every few seconds. So you don't see it updating. It's like now you see a big trail we haven't been. It's not because it's broken or we've missed that bit, because it hasn't updated yet. But somewhere around in, I think it's around by 15, it says we don't own the field. That's because we've gone at the boundaries of the actual field, or a meadow in this case. so we'll go in as close as we can because we're going to be mowing as much of this as we can. I don't think I've got any choice on mowing equipment. It's got to be my old system from 13. Centre mower on the front, forage wagon on the back, and just pick it up as we go. Well, it has one big advantage: we can just drop the mower off the front every time we fill the wagon up. No, it hasn't told me so far anyway. Now, there is free grass in the forest section, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to make it even harder for myself. Roy told me this, you know, mow the forest section, but I'm not going to. This is a lovely challenge, but you can play this map properly, but be aware it will take time to get out of date. I know that Chris is playing it, and I'm playing it. I'm playing it using Modern Classic. I think Chris is doing the same. He just posted on one of the videos I was reading it today that he used the Modern Classic and the Massey Pack, and this map is perfect for those. DLCs or mod packs. This is perfect for them. In fact, you'd almost think that this map was made for those two packs. I'll put us round here where we... Unless it, because what it was that's on the pre-version 4 one I was playing. There's probably field definitions were set different. We'll soon find it, but it shows it here. We know where. Yeah, I think it must have been on the pre-version 4 one, which is I'm halfway. I'm into my second year on there, and it is hard graft. Now I will say this is the hardest map I've ever played. Now I haven't played. Now CCS 101 has brought out a whole series of challenge maps. You've got 2 out and a third one on the way, and they are hard. I haven't played those. I'll watch Farmer Klein playing the one which is still in whip, and it looks very hard indeed. It's only 3 fields. You've got sheep only, only animals, and you are going almost vertically upwards. It's very hard. You don't play that with more realistic, I'll tell you. And they're all meant for playing with seasons, by the way, all those 3. And they will all be available. The first 2 are definitely available. That's Rocky Mountain Farm and Amazon Islands. They're already available on PCSG, and the last one, which I keep forgetting what the name of it is, will be available soon as CCS has finished playing with it, getting it as he wants it. Now these are sort of maps I particularly like. The challenge. I like to tell a tale on an easier map to play, but for just playing I enjoy the challenges. I'm playing Roy's latest one, which is still a whip maypole. I'm playing that as a grass map. It's not a grass map, it's fairly conventional, but I'm playing that. You get 60 cattle. I sold the cattle. I'm using the BGA extension mod. I never used it. I noticed it on 15. I saw a lot of people using it. It's been out a long time on for 17, and I've never ever used it. And I thought, now's the time to try it. Just as 17's come to an end. Go me, keep up with it. Could come out a bit more. You also have to watch on this your fuel costs. Fuel costs are going to kill, which is why I'm not using any fertiliser at all, because fertiliser costs will kill. This is actually the cheapest option for the start of. as soon as I get enough slurry and digitate, I will change over to those. But this is the preferred method at the moment. You think about it, costs, I would say it costs around 7,000 per field per year. Well, that's 14,000 a year it's costing me at the moment. This costs 34,000. So 3 years and this is in profit. Okay, you've got depreciation costs and maintenance costs, which are calculated automatically by the game, but I would say 3 years and you're in profit. Maybe a bit sooner than that. I'm only guessing the price of fertiliser. And you want to know a bit of kit. But this can be used on grass. This is perfect for grass. I'd always use a weeder on grass. It's quick. You can see it's doing 7 mile an hour. About the same as you get on fertiliser. And if I was to go up and down, only things I can't quite see. I will be using GPS, by the way, especially when I am mowing. I'm not going to worry so much on this. I can do this freehand. It's nice and wide. I can see what I'm doing. And I'll just run through the new schedule for this channel. Not that you really care, but that makes me feel good to have a proper schedule. Monday Sanofka not. It's been there quite a while. It's going to stay there. Tuesday's been there even longer, non-stop. Wednesday's Motorsport Manager, with my attempts to get into Formula E, because I'm using the Ice 18 mod on that. There's 2 mods made by very similar teams. Some members interchange between the 2, and that's Fire and Ice. I was using Fire, but I'm using Ice now on it. And that has Formula 4, and I forget what the second formula is, and Formula E is your top formula. Now my challenge is to win the Formula E Championship. Now that will last long, that will go a long time. We'll keep playing that one. So that's Wednesdays. Thursday's Museum, and that's coming on a treat now. It really is. I'm enjoying playing that with all the old equipment. Some of which I would not recommend people try unless they are not afraid to lose their save game, because some of that stuff is, how should we put it, not the best optimized or even programmed stuff in the world, but it does what I want. I have had good friends sorting that out for me to get it even better, and I will mention them again. It's Disco and Darren Castle. They have both been very kind to me. Disco's not making videos at the moment. I think he's got some, he's working like hell, I know that he is. Working all hours he can at the moment. He's not like us gentlemen on leisure. Oh yes, and Friday will be this map, will be Newbie. Either this one or the more conventional playthrough. And this one is very rare. I haven't got money cheat installed on this. Now it's the first time for ages I have played without money cheat. So I can't add any money to it. Well, I could. It's not that difficult to add it in the save game. But I'm not going to. I'm going to try and play this straight. If we make money, we make money. If we lose money, we lose money. Eggs because we can sell, but I know there's one sell point by the bakery. I've got a feeling there's one in town, but I can't remember where it is now. It used to be at the shop in town, but Roy's moved it. Thank you, Roy. He likes to make things difficult for me. And I will hold my hand up and say I'm to blame for this particular map. I was saying how much I enjoy tough maps, and Roy said, right, try this one, sunshine. Well, he didn't exactly say that. Well, he might have done, but not to my face. But Newbie Farm is one of those long-running series, and it's a series that I enjoy. This is quite good fun. No, this isn't just quite good fun. This is very good fun. What I'm going to do, I didn't get my screenshot now. I wasn't thinking about it. Take that all off. Probably a long way off. Oh. Hit throttle. So that's my fault now. That will do. Oh, don't hit the throttle again. I don't want to hit the throttle. Get to the end here and I'll just bring the HUD back up. I'm afraid I do use HUD a lot for those purists who think I shouldn't do. Sorry. But I need all the help I can get. Boy, do I need help. You may notice I'm keyboarding this. You usually tell, but if you look, especially in cab, when you see how the wheels move. If I sort of joke, but I'm using the better keyboard, well, the keyboard steer mod by Mowgli, who's just updated, and it has improved some more. Very good mod. And actually I use that with the steering wheel too, because it does help the steering wheel as well. Let's put that up there. Right, now the grass, as you can see, the cow's almost out of grass. What we'll do is do both of these fields like this, just weed them. Then we will buy the mower and the Pottinger Euro Boss. It's the only one we can actually afford and be certain of pulling. This isn't the highest powered tractor in the world, about 150 brake horse I think, but it's enough anyway to take the front mower deck. I think we're just about there here, but it looks like we just need to turn around and pull the Euro Boss, but I don't think I can pull anything bigger than the Euro Boss. I did think there was something in the Massey pack, but I've got a feeling that's just a pickup. It just picks up the windrolls, and I can't afford to try that if it doesn't work. I don't think it's a mower. Which is a pity, because that would be even better for me. Because that'd be cheap for a start off. It's only about 7,000 I think for the unit, but I don't think it's a mower. And it had to be a mower. I can do this in one pass because I don't want to go through the problem of having the windrow. Takes more time. It's going to take long enough, and I know from personal bitter experience how long it takes to compress the solid silo. I've done about, let's see, it'll be done about 4 or 5 times so far in my other playthrough, and it doesn't get any easier. I think we're just about there. Might just have to come back this end, just finish off a little bit this, and that we may just have to turn around and do a bit more this other end here. Yeah, we're going to miss a little bit here, I think. Just waiting for that to refresh again. There's a button to refresh it, but you know my memory. These will be between, I would have thought, 20 and 50-minute episodes, depend on how much we're going to try and do in one episode. I'm only going to do this one, then I'm going to call it. We're 34 minutes I've been recording now. Oh yeah, we're just about there. I think it's a little bit at the top end here. In fact, if we just lift that up, take it somewhere near. I think we're can't up a hair. Drop these things back down again and see if we get the rest of it. Doesn't really matter. We've got enough of it done that we're going to get a definite improvement on the right, that will do. Get back in cab. Swing around, slow it down. Oh, I just wanted to check what the horsepower of this thing is. 132. Oh, that's even less than I thought. 132 brake horse, and we need for the mower. Let's see what we need. The mower we need 70. There's about 50-60 brake horse left, and that needs 60, so you just about do it with this one. If we can't, we'll have to up the engine a bit. I don't know if we're on the biggest or the powerful engine, not the biggest but the most powerful. Right, once we're moving this up to the I think it's field 11, I think it is. The only other field we own. As you can see, looking at that mini map, we got most of it. We missed a few spots, but it ain't gonna matter. Now, I've got to work out exactly how much we'd like to spend. I know I've got to get the mower, the Euroboss, and the water tank. They are musts. Anything else is a bonus. Anyway, let's start the wind down. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this show, please consider leaving a like. If you're doing this map and you've got any hints, or doing this challenge and got any hints, feel free to post them. I'm deliberately making it as hard as I can for myself because I am a masochist, as Roy is a sadist. Alright, we'll stop it here. I have got the start point mod in here and the leave the tractor as you left it mod in, so I shall leave it running. No I won't, I just think the fuel costs, can't afford to leave it running. Right, if you like what you see, please consider leaving a like. If you're not a subscriber, how about subscribing? Any comments, questions, queries, feel free to post them. And with that, it's Mervyn saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.